If you've ever been woken up in the middle of the night by your child's screams of severe ear pain, you know how utterly heartbreaking and exhausting chronic ear infections can be. You're running into their room, trying everything to comfort them, only to end up at the pediatrician's office the next day with the same recommendation: another round of antibiotics. The cycle seems endless. Temporary relief followed by yet another infection a few weeks later. Even worse, your pediatrician might be suggesting ear tubes or other surgical interventions, leaving you feeling trapped between options you're just not comfortable with. What if I told you that 5 out of 6 children will experience an ear infection before their 3rd birthday, and many of these turn into chronic ear and immune challenges? This video is for frustrated, exhausted parents whose children suffer from recurring ear infections, who've tried multiple rounds of antibiotics without lasting success, and who are seeking natural, drug-free alternatives to the conventional wait-and-see or surgical approaches. I'm going to reveal the often hidden root cause of ear infections that most pediatricians never mention, how nervous system dysfunction and subluxation create the perfect conditions for recurring infections. You'll discover why antibiotics often fail to provide lasting relief, and how neurologically focused chiropractic care can break the cycle of chronic ear infections naturally, without drugs or surgery. Let me tell you about Luca, whose story might sound all too familiar. Before finding neurologically focused chiropractic care, Luca would get an ear infection every single time he caught a cold. At one point, he suffered through 5 ear infections in just 4 months. His mom recalls the heartbreak. She said, "I felt so bad that he would wake up in the night screaming in pain, and even after going on antibiotics, it would clear up the current infection just to come back again with the next cold or virus." Luca was trapped in an endless cycle of back-to-back antibiotics for months. His pediatrician eventually suggested seeing an ENT for ear tubes or other surgical options. Fortunately, his mom decided to try pediatric chiropractic care first. When she saw Luca's nervous system scans, she was shocked by how much was in the red. The explanation behind these scans helped her understand why his body couldn't properly fight off these infections. Since beginning chiropractic care, Luca hasn't had a single ear infection. His immune system is stronger, he's eating better, growing better, and is an overall happier, healthier child. While anatomy plays a role, it doesn't fully explain why some kids get frequent ear infections and others don't. Yes, the eustachian tubes are in a more horizontal in kiddos than adults, meaning gravity doesn't get to help much with the drainage. The real issue is often subluxation, spinal misalignments that disrupt the brain-body communication. These misalignments affect nerves like the vagus nerve that control ear drainage, muscle tone, and overall immune response. Subluxations create a triple threat: poor drainage, more inflammation, and weakened immunity, setting the stage for chronic infections. Chronic ear infections are usually part of a bigger known issue as the perfect storm, a mix of physical, chemical, and emotional stressors. This storm often begins with birth interventions like C-sections, forceps, or vacuum deliveries, which can cause upper neck and cranial tension. That early stress builds over time through falls, toxins, emotional strain, and antibiotic overuse, all of which weaken the immune system. If the root causes aren't addressed, kids get stuck in a cycle where each infection leads to another. Then there are limitations of conventional approaches to dealing with ear infections. Antibiotics are massively overprescribed for ear infections, accounting for nearly 25% of all antibiotic prescriptions for children, despite most infections being viral and unresponsive to antibiotics. Although it can seem like antibiotics are making things better, the body naturally clears a viral ear infection in 3 to 5 days. Even when an infection is bacterial, antibiotics only address the bacteria, not the underlying conditions that allowed the infection to develop in the first place. Ear tubes and other surgical interventions may improve drainage temporarily, but fail to address the nervous system dysfunction at the root of the problem. Instead of just managing the outward signs, neurologically focused chiropractic care identifies and addresses the root cause of ear infections through gentle, specific adjustments. We use advanced insight scan technology to precisely measure nervous system function and identify areas of subluxation and stress that conventional approaches miss completely. Gentle adjustments to the upper cervical spine and cranial areas help restore proper nerve function, improving drainage of the eustachian tubes, enhancing immune response, and reducing inflammation naturally. Just like Luca's mom, you deserve to feel confident that your child's body can heal and fight through illness naturally. You deserve peaceful nights without the fear of your little one waking up screaming in pain. And your child deserves to grow, play, and thrive without the burden of constant infections and medications. At Trinity Life Center, we've helped hundreds of children, just like Luca, break free from the cycle of chronic ear infections through our neurologically focused approach. Our assessment includes advanced insight scans that measure your child's nervous system function and identify the underlying issues that conventional approaches miss. The transformation we see in these children goes far beyond just ear health. Parents report improved sleep, better immune function, improved behavior, and an overall happier, healthier child once the nervous system is functioning optimally. Click the link in our bio to schedule a comprehensive assessment for your child or call our office directly. We would love to help you conquer ear infections for good.